Staten Dam, the, let's see here, the Carnival Elation, and the MS Oosterdam. So we're going to pay roughly a third more because we had to change ships all of a sudden for some unfortuitous circumstance. And why would we have to change ships? We couldn't get that crate on another boat, eh? Eh? Hint, 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 hint. But I guess I wouldn't want to be standing along that False Creek fence, because maybe the false flag is the real flag. It's difficult to say, or maybe this is part of the false flag. That's the trouble. We got 3 crosses down there. The upside down diamond cross, the true cross, false pointers, true pointers, a false cross, so many crosses, it would almost make one cross. $900 million we're spending on our security. $900 million. You know, if we put that money into some kind of charity, 29,000 children die of neglect every day. The Olympics are going to go on for a good couple of weeks. So 29,000 times the 14 or 15, 16 days, however long this crap lasts. How many lives could we save with just a couple of $100 million of that money, eh? But see, them suckers got a problem. You're not white. You weren't born in Canada. Sorry. You die. But that's the New World Order's game, eh? Let you die. You're not the Aryan race that the New World Order espouses. Then we have, you know, this big security operation. Mainstream media goes out, finds some dumb screwball to talk to and goes, oh, I feel so safe, you know, everything's safe. I don't care what they do as long as I'm safe. And then that's that buzzword that tells you you're getting it. Right? You're safe. That means they're taking something away from you because you're safe. Your money. There's one. Your safety. Maybe your life. And who's making us safe? Like the last cop killing that happened in this country was a cop. An RCMP member killed an Ottawa City policeman. So I feel safe that, you know, screwballs like that are running around, because we've talked about that on this show, about some of the police abuses going on. The last serial killer that was arrested in Canada was the base commander of CFB Trenton, the man who flew the Prime Minister around in his own plane. I feel safe. Serial killer wouldn't hurt me. And you know what? He's probably watching a girl's shower too. That was like a big one in that comedy movie Stripes ages ago, right? The base commander who had the binoculars and he's looking out the window across the field there. Hey, look at the girls in there showering. Isn't that fun? Dalton, do you know that your guys watch the girls shower at the Vanier? Or are you looking through the window with binoculars too? I'm checking those hands next time, buddy. I really am. I can't trust you guys. Can't trust yous at all. And then a mysterious disappearance. Of course, on this show, we talk about, you know, the Haiti earthquake, and we say that there were some serious issues, HAARP, plasma balls, all kinds of bizarre things. And we find out one of Canada's top scientists, an Australian, disappears from Deep River, Ontario in mid-January. That's about the time we were talking about some of that stuff. Isn't that cute? The National Research Council's Canadian Neutron Beam Center. I didn't even know we had that one. I thought the only beam that counted was Jim Beam, the bourbon. Part of the Atomic Energy of Canada Chalk River Laboratories. He's been missing since January the 18th. He's originally from Australia. Some of those beams look like they were coming out of Australia, as I recall from some pictures I seen. And then we have our defense minister saying, you know, we should build a landing strip for them UFOs because some lady down in Noof saw some of them missiles going by, eh? Mr. Minister, how come you're not watching for that Norwegian Star and that funny crate they put on there, eh? You got a special little landing spot for that one to park if it blows up? And then they laugh at good Canadian citizens who are on the ball, actually, even though they probably don't know too much about what we know or anything like that, but at least doing what it says in that song, standing on guard for thee. We used to sing that in school. They probably still do. And then somebody gives me a little story about a guy with a big sex cave dungeon or something. You know, he's a billionaire, and I'm trying to find it with limited words to put in the search engine, and by mistake I found, you know, this is a common thing. You know, these should be in the real estate guide, that you got your own private dungeon and all that kind of stuff. Because it turns out the president of the Senate of Brazil's got one. He used to be the president of Brazil as well. He's one of these, like, they call him globalists. So I call this a diary of a globalist. He's got secret bank accounts. Something like 80 million US just kind of like flies away. Oh, well. Because he's got a secret dungeon that he can have wild sex parties in. Well, isn't that great? Isn't that great? And he's still president of the Brazilian Senate. And he's good friends of some other guy named Lula. You know, and I don't think maybe him and Lula do the hula down there with all the girls with that funny white powder up their nose. Amazing. But the story I was looking for originally was one of America's .com billionaires, Henry T. Nicholas. He's the guy who had one that got into fame, you see. So he builds this big-ass cave underground under his house so he can have wild sex parties and drugs and all kinds of stuff. I think he spent $30 million building it, so it's quite the little hacienda, to say the least. But he was a little stupid. He forgot to pay the contractors and started to argue with them about payment. So the contractors went to the authorities and said he didn't have any building permits. And then they went after him, and his wife found out, and she's going to leave him. And he's doing some kind of stock manipulations with his company, Broadcom or whatever it is. Yes, Broadcom. He backdated stock options, and I guess you do that when you're in your cave. Batman used to just put on his suit. But when you're a .com billionaire. But if we zoom in on the picture there, my friend, you know, that's the entrance to our friend's little playground there down in Hades. Isn't that amazing? Like, why would you want a cave? Like, you know, you're 30 million, you could probably buy a nice little pad in Manhattan or something like that. And the missus still isn't going to find you, and you could still do your drugs, and you could still have lots of fun and all that kind of stuff. Why? Because I think there's probably a reason. Probably the same reason our colonel at CFRB Trenton might have, who flew the Prime Minister's jet. You can't hear the screams, boy. So I think they do a whole lot more down there than just, you know, some drugs and screw. You can do that above ground, I'm thinking. But those are the kind of people that lead our world. And then my favorite press there, of course, the National Post, they always tell us stuff. But, you know, they have their Olympic code. Again, where they start bringing in some of the power numbers for 9/11 on the front page of the newspaper, where they have, you know, of course, it's in section S, which is the 19th letter of the alphabet, 1 and 9, or 1, and then 1, and then a 9, so you end up with a backwards 9/11. Are they telling us something? And for some strange reason, you see, that one looks like that, and you got a 9-page special on the Olympics. But when they first made it, it was only an 8-page Olympic preview, completely different. For some strange reason, the one that had to go out in print had to be different than the one they originally filed when they were first thinking about that. Somebody changed it a little bit to put out those New World Order power numbers. You see, because they probably got the Norwegian Cruise Line's itinerary, and they know the Norwegian Star's coming to town. Lock up your women when the Norwegian Star's coming to town, eh? Maybe lock up everything down there. So this is just an unbelievable set of events that's happening. That always happens, I guess, as the New World Order comes to fruition with their plans. It's just an amazing set of circumstances. One little piece of important health news, if you like poison, is they're going to rename aspartame. And I know a lot of people that have trouble with aspartame. Actually makes them sick, and sometimes almost sick to the point where they need to go to the hospital and stuff like that. So you think that would be kind of important that you wouldn't do that, right? Because we also have an issue in the media this week too, where they want to have us stop selling unlicensed natural health remedies in pharmacies. So the National Association of Pharmacy Regulatory Authorities say, you know, vitamins are dangerous for your health. Stuff that grows in the ground that you can put in your food, like if you eat it in a pill form, maybe your ears are going to fall off or something like that.